So I am 34 and I am single. I live alone, and I, of course, would love that fantasy dream relationship. However, I'm not willing to settle.
This is one of the most common themes I come across in social media. Single women, 30 plus, whose standards keep them single. Now, a person wants what they want, fair enough. However, despite what they say, being single really bothers them. They wouldn't be making videos about it if it didn't. Her standard, though, is the fantasy dream relationship. She's literally holding out for a fantasy. Meanwhile, men are mocked just for saying we want a woman with a degree of purity, a woman who hasn't slept with dozens of men and who doesn't see marriage and family as a last resort. There's a lot of so-called Christians promoting marriage as the magical solution to society's woes. But when I point out that the average woman doesn't qualify as wife material, I'm the bad guy.
I've been on a good few dates recently with nice men. There was nothing wrong with these men, but they just weren't it.
So she's dating perfectly nice guys, but they're not fantasy men. But we see so much of how men are the problem because we're checking out of marriage. No man in his right mind is going to marry a woman like this. And yeah, this is the average single woman over 30. And don't be naive. She's having sex with a lot of these men. But men are the ones keeping society from being better because we don't want to wipe up an aging woman who thinks she deserves a fantasy man even after sleeping with a dozen men a year for the last decade.
Anybody seen where I put my coffee at? What'd you say? And you didn't need to be with the last nigga you was with. You stayed. You have a kickback at that man house. Do your donkey kickbacks here. Now pull your wedgie out and go to your next station. You laughing like you be stretching. Only stretching you doing is with that man. He tell you to touch your toes and you do it. I tell you to stretch and you won't. Push. 1. Last time somebody told you to push this much, it was a boy. 2. That's the little Bow Wow do-rag? You in here looking like half an apple. I gotta look like a bra? That's too damn bad.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
That's too damn bad! You must have majored in drama, because you dramatic. Keena, I wouldn't give a damn if your legs fell off. Do your 20. Let's go. Ask for help, Miss Independent. Miss, I could do bad all by myself. Ask for help. Why is you always late to class, too? Because you be outside that man house before he get home, but be late to class. You walking like you got a wedgie, too. If I was a cop, I would give you a speeding ticket for moving too fast. Slow down. This is not a seat. Get your ass off my plate.
Here you come. Why do you always bother me?
Because you in my gym. We're not at Planet Fitness. Who's gonna clean this ass stain up? It's turning my plate green.
I'm an athlete.
Huh?
I'm an athlete. Because these numbers, they be crazy.
You might have used to been.
What's your net worth?
More than your last nigga.
I feel like I'm done here. I'm
That's
done all
why
I
your
need to
edges
do.
unlaid now. 12. Don't worry about it if I'm tripping. You still tripping over your ex.
I'm dying.
I'll write your obituary. I'll put right on there. She died doing what she loved.
Can you do me a favor, please?
No, I'm not doing you no favors. My name is not Jeffrey. I'm not on Fresh Prince. I'm not your butler. Ladies, hands off the treadmill or I'm unplugging it. How many times do I have to tell you to not slam the weight? What is it about this weight that you think it's a bag of ice and you have to slam it? We're gonna let you go. Your membership is canceled. When you drive your car, you keep your hands off the wheel? That's why there be so many accidents on the highway. People like you.
Man say, is that the little Bow Wow do-rag? That's crazy work.
I think that I never wanted to get married because I ain't never seen a happy marriage. My grandma should have left her husband so long ago, but she is a dumb woman. And she is a weak woman. And she is a woman, I tell her to her face, I'd never want to be like you. when it comes down to being married.
With a
right?
man.
With a man. And I think me seeing I don't think none of my aunts, uncles, or nobody, all their marriages was horrible. So I just ain't never wanted to do that.
For one, we just called Granny dumb.
She is.
We talking about Granddad?
He's worse.
What have you ever committed to?
Have I ever committed fully in a relationship? Absolutely not.
Commitment at times don't mean the absence of betrayal, disappointment. I ain't saying go for anything in a relationship or a marriage. Some people have committed to loving people for who they are. Now, I'm saying this on a healthy aspect though. Not a granddaddy and grandmama them, long as he was.
Come on over to Bless This Conversation and listen to her Dallas. She actually trending on TikTok right now.
I'm mad I'm the baby mama just as much as she mad I'm the baby mama.
Bless This Conversation. The link is in the bio.
Your grandmother's still alive. With so many young people passing away or getting themselves into situations where they're eliminated fairly quickly, your grandmother's still here.
You know what I be finding funny as shit? Like when people break up and then the females want to put out the guy, oh, he dirty as shit. She don't know what she getting herself into. So you still with him? You gave him 3 kids and you knew he was dirty? Oh, he be having skid marks on his jaw. I be seeing these little brown spots. I got pictures. I'll show y'all. You was letting that pipe you down, sis. That was yours. That was your dookie butt for a long time. And all of a sudden, he ain't with you no more. Now he's disgusting. Oh, he don't really brush his teeth. I used to have to make him. You used to have to make a grown man brush his teeth for 3 years. Like, the shit that y'all put out, y'all don't even think about the shit. But y'all be embarrassing your damn selves. And
how's my bestie? He's good. He's good. He sends his love to everyone. I don't know if you know this, but he wrote me this beautiful handwritten note, which reminds me so much of my grandparents used to do this. And he wrote the most important dates in my life: the day Mila was born, the day Poppy was born, the day my son was born, our wedding, my birthday, and he sent me a bottle of wine for each of these.
I mean,
Isn't that so? I had chills.
that is who he is. Like, he's a very thoughtful person.
Dwayne didn't write that. He had one of his assistants send that to you because you're in the industry. It's just a present. Why would she know about that? Why would she? Well, I guess she was just saying, well, I don't know if you know this, but he had all of these important dates and he sent this to me for X, Y, and Z. Man, what a sweet guy. What a nice guy. She wouldn't know that. She wouldn't necessarily care about that, but I think Dwayne probably had somebody write that for you.
Why did you pop?
I mean, you're a great guy. There's no reason.
You're an indecisive woman. I could tell. Are you?
Yeah.
I like that. You got to have patience for an indecisive woman. I mean,
Don't look at me with them.
But I'm saying that was you hurt in the past? That's why you're indecisive.
Yeah.
I could tell. You want your balloon back?
Damn.
You don't want your balloon?
I do. I want my balloon back. Yeah.
Can I have a balloon, please? She can't pop her balloon.
He ain't even look. The women who popped, he ain't even look at him. Dang. He ain't even look. He ain't even flinch. He ain't even look over. Dang.
Fuck no.
Guess where we're going? Young?
So I'm not fucking with his cheap last minute gift after he was so rude to me this morning, by the way. So rude. Some flowers I had to beg him to get. Fuck no. A stuffed animal. I didn't even ask for this. I wanted like a big one, like a big bear I could hug. No. And then some like popcorn. That's not even my favorite popcorn. And he know I'm trying to lose weight. Like, fuck no. I'm not fucking. No, I don't even like dark chocolate. You don't even know me. No. I might keep this one. But not fucking with it. No. You gotta let the man know what you will and won't accept.
And once again, I do understand he's not even paying attention to me. Like he's not even looking at what it is that I want. But I think a lot of times you guys, and this is why there's a lot of men that don't really celebrate Valentine's Day like that, is because this attitude of entitlement. You didn't get him anything. So therefore, anything that he gets you is a plus. Number one. Number two, you could have given that back to him, and he could have given that to his mom or his niece or his sister. Number two. Number three, if you didn't like it, there's somebody in that apartment complex that would have loved that. There's one of your friends that, oh, I didn't get anything for Valentine's Day. So, I mean, I like that popcorn. Y'all are too busy or too focused on wasting people's money. And you wonder why people don't take you seriously. And even looking like this, like,
With his cheap last minute gift after he was so rude.
I mean, look, like, come on, man. We got to start getting serious. You're not like, these women don't be cream of the crop acting like this. Come on, man. If I, as a man, have to say, you know, I'm not the greatest looking at all, y'all don't want to stay in your lane.
There's a huge difference between feeling obligated to have sex and looking at it like a checklist versus actually feeling truly desired. And when my husband and I, when we were really struggling, is because I kept rejecting him. There was things going on in my heart that I didn't know how to explain to him. I didn't know how to tell him to fix it. And I just shut down physically. And it killed him. It made him so insecure. It made him feel rejected and unworthy. And he didn't just want sex. He wanted to feel desired. He wanted to feel like, oh my God, I think he's so hot and I love him and I can't wait to have him. And now we're there. Like, we have the most amazing marriage, the best sex life, sorry TMI, but like, we are rocking and rolling. But that wasn't always the case. My husband did certain things to help me open up physically and emotionally that truly changed the game. And so I want to share that with you guys. My husband always says, just give me an example of what to do and I'll do it. Like, I don't understand your brain, but give me a clear example and I'll do anything to make you happy. And I think that's how most guys are. They just don't understand what they're doing or not doing. And so I created a very simple guide for you to just take action right now so that you can start to create change in your marriage and actually have a wife that desires you so freaking much.
Imagine walking down the street being like, oh my God, she's so gorgeous. Not knowing that I used to be a man.
Nah, I think we knew. I think we all saw it. Yeah, we saw the shoulders and we like, yo, that's a dude. You know, we saw the chiseled jawline and I saw it. And then like your makeup looked like a Thundercat. So right away we like, but we knew. We all knew that. You know I doubt we just walk around like, oh, look at that gorgeous man, gorgeous Thundercat. No, brother, sister, no. We knew.
Hello.
Ignore it. You keep that.
Why?
Because I didn't see a tip on the app and I put a little card in there. So please keep that. I'm sorry.
No, I just had cash. Please take
It's okay.
it.
It's okay because it's okay. Thank you.
Have a good night.
I see where she's coming from, but tampering with somebody's food is it's a felony. So, I mean, once again, I'm not sure what's going on, but we continue to film crimes. We continuing to film the crime. I don't know why. That's when you seen that camera, you should have turned around, went back to the car, took that note out, and said, this gonna be an L for me on this one, and then moved on to the next one.
What do you think men wish women understood about weight gain, attraction, and intimacy, but are too afraid to say?
Well, first of all, we could care less about a lot of the things that women do to alter or improve appearance. An example would be like eyelashes and stuff like that. Men could care less about that. That's for other women. That's women trying to meet the beauty standards set by other women. And I'll speak from like the perspective of a man who knows what he wants and is grounded in who he is, aka has, done some work. albeit not perfect. We don't care about cellulite. We don't care about stretch marks. We don't care about that stuff. Actually, that makes you you. That makes this one's mine, right? Those markings are points of pride and individuality and things that like we actually like. And I know that there's a lot of the counter to that would be like, well, what about all this heart emojis and heart eyes that you see on the pictures of women with, you know, the surgically altered face and entire body of plastic? That must mean that's what men are attracted to. No, that's what broken men are attracted to. That's what men who want someone for one thing are attracted to. That's part of it. What you harshly criticize your body for, men, your man, your person probably cares less about and probably just loves you for you and loves all of your body and all of its splendor. As far as the fitness piece, I'll just speak from my perspective. What's most important to me, and I'll just talk about you, we both of us stated early on, like we value fitness, we value health, we value keep taking care of ourselves, obviously for the obvious reasons, but also as a responsibility to your partner. And one of the most controversial, shouldn't be controversial, but one of the most controversial takes that you have is it's my responsibility to maintain my health, my fitness for my partner. And a lot of women take offense to that. I think that's beautiful. I think that's very powerful. And I think that's also loving you in the process. I think the highest form of self-love is taking care of your health. And there's no specific size we're talking about here. There's no like, yes, women's bodies change inevitably through certain stages of life, pregnancy, menopause, any kind of health repercussion that requires a surgical alteration of your body. Like that stuff's out of control and inevitable. So outside of that, do you value your health? Do you value fitness? And do you live that with your behavior when no one's looking? I think that's what's most important to me. It's not necessarily you have to look a certain way for me to be attracted to you. It's not that at all. And I think most men in a happy marriage would agree, or healthy relationship would agree. It's more so, is this important to you? And do you see this as a responsibility? Do we see this as a mutual responsibility? Because the other comment I'll get is, well, what about men? They have to take care of themselves. Of course they do. It's not one-sided. This goes both ways. I think the most important thing is from a health, longevity, and just valuing oneself standpoint, do you value your health? Do you value fitness? Do you value bettering yourself in that way? And I think if you are trying and the effort is there and you're supporting one another in that endeavor, that's ideal.
For clarity's sake, does weight gain influence attraction, and at what point?
I think there's a threshold for sure. I mean, there's justifiable weight gain. This is where it's going to get controversial. There's justifiable weight gain, right? Due to age or circumstances, what have you, that there's leniency on both ways. But when you cease to prioritize and value your health to the extent that you gain 100 pounds, that's in your control, and we can argue what's in your control and what's not till we're blue in the face. But I think we all know deep down what is controllable, what's not, and where we're not. It's just not important to us. Otherwise, we'd be doing it. So I think that at that point, because again, it goes back to, do you value it? And if you allow yourself to get unhealthy to the extent that you're drastically different than when you met as a result of not prioritizing your health, again, not things that are outside of your control, but what is in your control, that's where it's justifiable to step in and say, hey, let's work on this together. How can I support you to be the best version of you, the healthiest version of you? You know, if it's a time thing, how can I give you back some of your time? Maybe I can help with something here. It's like, you can be very supportive about it, but I do think that is a form of love as well. It is not a form of love to just let your partner's body and health go to shit because you're too afraid to address it. I think that's actually the opposite of loving somebody, because you care more about preserving their feelings in this moment than you do their long-term health and livelihood and quality of life.
When you are dating, right? Because if you're not in a committed relationship, you should be dating, right? And you should be casually dating. Remember, I tell y'all about the stages of dating. You should be casually dating. This is where I do conversate, and from a fun and flirtatious and social space, I interact with multiple people. And I'm not looking for who has the most time and who can make me feel the fastest. I'm looking for whose lifestyle, goals, their character aligns with my lifestyle, my goals, my character. Now, in order to do this, you have to have a certain sense of reality for your character, your goals, your lifestyle. The dating pool is not watered down. You just don't know how to date. There are things wrong with you that you have not acknowledged, came to grips with, understood. There's stuff about your character, your lifestyle, your delusion, right? In regards to how the world works that you have not educated yourself on. It's called awareness, right? Your ability to understand and see you for who and what you truly are. This is why y'all believe dating is so hard. Anybody ever got in a space where you realize, once I worked on me and truly started to put in front of me what matters, which is my words, my thoughts, me managing me, it wasn't hard to meet good people.
Is a man who is willing to take care of you, the kids, and the household, but has no ambition worth staying with.
When you say take care of, what do you mean?
He pays all the bills. He take care of the kids. He step in. How he do that with no ambition? No, he got money. I want more.
You know what?
He's complacent.
In the year when the job market is cooked, when the housing market is cooked, when people are walking away from their children, you got somebody at home that is paying your bills. He is taking care of you, and he is taking care of your kids, and you are figuring out, should I leave him? Are you cool?
There is faith and grace in that. He is being provisional. He's still leading. So we have to acknowledge that, because if not, you're going to lose that. Like, that's a gem, baby.
I make my own money. I make more than him.
Ooh.
Right?
You mentioned that you make more money than him, and I want you to know that was not done by mistake. That was a systemic thing that was put into place so that the black woman can be elevated to start looking at they men like they're not doing enough.
No.
It is very intentional, the fact that you make more money, and even though your man is showing up for you, you start looking at him for like, why can't you do more?
I think we observe it, but we don't acknowledge it. Every day in front of our face, they tell us who they are. With these women, the real GOAT is finances and resources. That's how you get their attention. Even with this man who pays all of her bills and provides for her children, it's not enough. One of the worst things that you can do is lock in with a woman who can't be satisfied. If she wants a relationship, that's what she'll talk about the most. If she wants your resources and your finances, that's what you'll see out of her. Back to the streets with her.
As your woman, you're not going to be working for nobody. You're going to open your own plumbing business.
I don't want
to get this money.
I don't want to. What if I respect that. I respect that. But what if I don't have an entrepreneurial spirit. I want a consistent paying 9-to-5 job, and I'm going to make $48,000 a year, and then every 5 years I get a 50-cent raise.
Absolutely not. Then I'll find the man who does plumbing, who's willing to be an entrepreneur, and as his woman, I'm going to build him, back him, stack the money with him, whatever, because I do feel like if you meet a man and he's already at that status, a certain amount of respect may not be taken because he felt like I work for this.
So you're saying that a man to be with you has to be a business owner. He can't have a job.
What I'm saying is we're trying to build.
Are you saying that yes or no? Are you saying that a man can't have a job with you? He has to be an entrepreneur?
He can have a job, but the goal is to be your own boss.
That's your goal.
Period.
So his goal has to be your goal.
It has to be in alignment or he's not my man.
Align back to the department. Align to the Section 8 office, to the food stamp line, to the unemployment line, and every low vibrational place in the world. Fellas, do y'all hear this? These women are saying that a man with a consistent paying job is not good enough. Do you know, it's not your turn to talk, Justin. Do you know how many women back in the 80s and 90s wish they had a nigga to goddamn go to work? Now these new women say that they going to work is not good enough. You got a job? You worked overtime? What the fuck, you don't own the building? Ew, nigga. Oh my God. You worked 80 hours a week to take me on a vacation? Ew, nigga. The fact that these women don't respect a nigga with a job is ludicrous.
I was not saying that he can't work a job.
Right.
What I'm saying is for me as a woman, you asked me the question.
Right.
What will it take for a man to lock me down?
He can't have a job. He got to be an entrepreneur.
The amount of money.
Right.
What I'm saying is, what are your goals? What are we building together? Because if we're not building together, then what are we doing?
I understand. Listen,
right?
And I'm with you on that. But what I'm saying is, if I have a consistent paying job, let's build, maybe I don't want to build a business. I want to build a life. I want to build a family. I want to build a home. And maybe you are the entrepreneurial spirit. Maybe when your play don't go good, I still got this consistent paying job that I can we could fall back on. So I may not have that entrepreneurial spirit. Doesn't mean that I'm just a lackluster of a man, but I'm consistent. I show up for you every day. I get up every morning to go provide for you. And you saying that that's not good enough. It's, woo, boy, that's tough right there.
That's not everybody's goal, is to be their own boss. Some of these brothers out here are making like making really good money. Even if it's not $48,000 a year, it might be more than that, right? Good job, good benefits, good vacation time. They don't necessarily need to be their own boss because they operate within the structure that works. They know how to do all that stuff. So, I mean, that's not necessarily the goal for everybody.
Okay, so Woman's Propaganda posted this on his story just a few hours ago, and I want to talk about him a little bit because I wanted to make a video about him after he got the slap, but I didn't because I was confused with the entire situation, because he got slapped by a left-wing guy, then he was a right-wing guy, then he was a left-wing guy again, then he was his friend, then was his friend's friends, and then we just forgot about it. And since then, I completely stopped supporting and watching him. To me, he was just a little fucking bum. Anyway, so he posts a story with a mid-4. So he's promoting all this America Force, American Lives Matter, and then he sleeps around with a non-American girl, obviously a dark skin. It goes against everything he believes, because imagine if he accidentally had a baby with that girl, he would have a mixed child. So what would he say then? Oh, I'm just white.
Okay, I would never get a non-white woman pregnant, but I think something that people are not understanding about the race mixing scandal is that it's totally different when a white man sleeps with a black woman. That's called colonizing. I'm conquering. When a white woman sleeps with a black man, that is white people getting conquered. It's totally different. What I did, that's just exercise. That's just called having a good time. Was it a good time? It was all right. It was an all right time. But again, not a big deal, dude.
Well, what you want the man to do? What you want the man to do? You want him to pass up a good looking woman. Oh man. Hey, listen. We all take L's. We all take L's, but some of these L's are self-inflicted. Now, you might have like a difference of opinion on certain things. On certain things, I get it. I understand it, right? But if you're going to be out here talking about somebody is, particularly black people, are chimping out, whatever that means. I didn't even hear that, whatever that phrase is, until I come across this channel. And, well, I guess it's the extremeness. You know, on social media, you kind of got to be extreme to stand out. Even if you, as a person in real life, are kind of mellow, you're kind of calm. You got to, you know, for the most part, you got to do something to catch people's attention. And then, you know, it's like, oh man, he's a pretty cool guy. He's a pretty chill guy, right? But this type of stuff right here, man. I mean, just don't put a name on it, man. Just say, yeah, I was having a good time. Well, what about all that stuff, that other stuff you was preaching? I was having a good time, man. You know, I'm conquering, I'm colonizing, all that other stuff. Leave that alone. Leave that alone. Hey, man, I saw something that I liked in the moment. We all get weak sometimes. I mean, you think the slave owners, obviously you got, you know, women that you got interracial children, right? So that means if I, as a black man, go out there and find an Asian lady, I'm like, ooh, she fine. They gonna be mixed. It's gonna be interracial. You know what I mean? I don't got to try to make up all this other stuff about, oh man, well, you know, I'm conquering. It's just like I saw something that looked good. It caught my attention. I was with it. She was with it. And now we have a child with us. That's how it's going to go. Slave masters saw the same thing, man. We can sit up here and talk about how black people are ugly. They terrible. They behave badly and all this other stuff until you find one that's bad. until you find one that's bad. And then you start thinking with the other head. And now it's, oh, well, you know, we know, as men, we know what happened. You found something that looked good to you and you just couldn't resist. The energy was there. The tension was there. And so you said, let me go ahead and take a detour from my regularly scheduled programming and go ahead and knock this out. And she said, yeah, I'm with it too. Yeah, okay.
But to come here and say that's impossible for men and women to be friends without them, you know, with one of them catching them feelings in your worldview, it's wrong.
So you got male friends, right? Mm-hmm. Can you get your phone out?
My friend's over there.
I want you to call one of your male friends right now, live vote.
LV, do you have a question that you would like her to ask this male friend when she calls?
Just talk cash, innit? Like, we've been friends for a while and that, considering it's a long time friend you're calling, yes?
We've been friends for 9 years. Yo, Kat, how are ya?
I'm good, still. How are you?
I'm good, man. You chilling?
I'm chilling.
So what?
What are you saying?
I'm good, man. So what? You can talk for like 10 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, in the week, because obviously it's summer holiday and that, do you want to go on a date?
Do I want to go on a date?
Yeah.
Like, what kind of a date?
Like a date?
You wanna eat food?
No, not eat food. Like go on a date.
Go on a date?
Yeah.
Like a romantic?
Yeah, type beat.
Is it? Do you like me in a romantic way?
Possibly.
Possibly.
Yeah.
Is that a yes or a no?
It's a yes.
Okay, fine.
Told you! I 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 told you! And that's why I say to my girl, allow it! Man, they're gonna pull out their hood. Woo, 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 woo! Get up in the yard! Woo, 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 woo! What are you talking about? Don't get me in there! Don't let me run the show today!
Yeah, you played the odds on this one and you lost. That's pretty much the long and short of it.
I'm sorry. All good, but I gotta go now. I remember how things went. I don't wanna repeat it, so take care of yourself. Shit.
That's how you do it. I have no idea who that young man is, but I want you to know I'm proud of you. That's exactly how you handle an ex calling you back a year later after they hurt you. There's no sense or no reason why. One, you should give them a second chance, especially if they hurt you. You know your self-worth, you have self-respect, and more young men need to follow your lead. So again, I don't know you, but I'm proud of you. Follow this young man's lead and don't go back to a situation where they hurt you. That's how you do it.
Watch this.
Married?
Yeah.
You were married?
I was married. I was a married woman.
What? How long are y'all married?
Not long, probably 2 years.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Such a great guy, amazing guy. But we just didn't want the same things in life.
Okay.
He was okay with just love and, going to church and having a family, going to work and raising kids. And
You
I was
feel like you
I
wanted
want more.
way more. Yeah, I get that.
And I shouldn't feel bad for wanting more.
Did you feel like you knew y'all weren't on the same page before you walked down the aisle? So why'd you do it? What was the reason?
That's a lot of pressure.
Okay.
When a man proposes to a woman, that's a lot. And in front of people,
I didn't want to let my community down. They thought this was beautiful.
look, I gotta say yes. After that situation, I'm gonna tell you what you don't want to hear. Because someone should have told me.
Oh.
And I'm not gonna put that responsibility on them. But if someone would have been like, hey girl, you're not even happy right now.
He was happy.
Yeah.
Man.
And that makes it harder.
Yeah.
Because you're like, you have someone that loves you. But at the end of the day, love is not enough.
It's not enough.
It's not enough because love is a choice. I'm going to completely not talk about the elephant in the room here. Right. Let's talk about the other lady, the one hosting the show.
I'm not going to talk about anything. The only thing I'm going to say is please be in spaces where you're sure that right values are the things that are held in high esteem. Yeah.
And you see they're going in and getting the experience. They don't really want to be married. Oh, well, we just did this and we wanted different things. Yeah, they know that. They just want the experience of, well, I was married and I did that whole thing. And they think because they spent 2 years in a marriage, then they have now the expertise to talk to you all the way through about the situation and give an opinion, when really they should probably be quiet.
How much does it cost a month to date a baddie?
So if we do a weekly blowout, $120. If she goes to like an event once a week and gets glam, that's like $150. So that's like $300.
Yep.
Nails, toes, that's another like say $350, $400.
Okay, so we're at $270 plus $300, so we're at like $570.
$570, which like isn't crazy.
It's not bad. No, we're good right now.
Hot girls like do like peptides, like care about the health. So all of like the beauty outside comes within. Normally like a lot of like baddies are holistic in some way. So like you have like the peptides, which is anywhere between like $180 to $900 a month. A lot of women are on birth control. So I don't know, like whatever that cost is. Then you need like hormone regulation stuff. So whether it's like ashwagandha, melatonin, or whatever it is, like supplements. Fun fact, a lot of hot girls are on a semaglutide. So I think that's like somewhere between like, again, like $250 and like $1,000.
Okay.
Are you keeping track?
Yep.
Okay, great. Oh, therapy. Depending where you go, it's like $300 to $500 a session.
We're going once a week?
Yeah, a little like once a week.
Okay.
For the weeks that she skips, she probably has like an astrologist, which is like $350. So it kind of is like $500 a week. When we travel, because obviously we're in heels, you can't really take the subway everywhere. And also it's like dangerous.
So Ubers.
So Ubers, the experience of an Uber.
XL.
Or black.
Ooh. All right.
Quarterly is where it gets like, you're like, oh, wow. Because you have like maintenance, like Botox, filler, injectables, hair. Every time you go to the hair salon, like $800 to $1,200 every quarter.
Okay.
Botox, anywhere between $1,000 and $1,500. If she gets Trap Tox, that's another like $2,500. If she does full face, it's another $2,500 or $3,000.
So what? You're looking at $100,000 a year?
Yeah.
Right around there?
Yeah, definitely.
$100,000 a year?
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much 100,000, give or take, because you're spending somewhere around 8,000 a month. Probably a little bit more than that. And this is foolishness. So really, you're not a baddie at all. You are taking the money or somebody else's money, because most women don't have this type of money. You're taking this money from somebody else or somewhere else, and you're getting work done. So like I said, you're not really a baddie. You're just doing things to try to make you look like something that you're actually not.
Why you ain't call the police? Why she called the police? Why you couldn't call them? Well, guess what? I didn't even know he was coming here. I come on the court to see he was playing basketball. I'm supposed to see him and not talk to him? I'm supposed to see my son and not talk to him? I was in prison for 5 of those years. Let's not forget that. You ran off the other 2 years. So then what happened after that? Okay, all right then. I appreciate you. The police on their way. I want to see this. I want to see this paperwork. Do what? Who's stupid? I'm stupid. How am I ignorant? Where your baby daddies at? You got 4 of them. Sir, I got this all recorded. You want to show off now that I got this whole thing on video. Get her back. I want to press charges on her. Because I came out.
Great job calling the police. Great job recording, so you make sure your hands is clean. But I want to say this. Your hands might not be as clean as you say they are, because you said her friend or whoever that woman was got 4 baby daddies. And I guess she friends or whoever to your baby mama. Just understand something. If a woman you talking to got a friend with 4 baby daddies, or her friend got a whole bunch of baby daddies, fam, you might not want to get her pregnant, because they gonna try to influence her Y'all can say what y'all want to say. They're gonna be in her ear, girl. You know you know how these men be, and now you gonna get some of the same things that they baby daddy is getting from her. Y'all listen. Say what you want to say. Say what you impregnated a woman when her best friend got four baby daddies. So she, come on now. Y'all can say what you want to say, feel how you want to feel, because he ain't having the kids he got. He's had 4 baby daddies. Take these. Be cool. Y'all be careful who y'all have these kids by, boy. Ooh. I did right by myself. Be cool.
Foolishness. Just pure foolishness is really all that is. Stupidity. Just ain't got nothing else to do but bother people.
This used to be about privacy. People not wanting other folks to be all up in their business, all up in their Kool-Aid. But now it seems to have extended to when I'm out in public, you better not have any opinion on what you see or what you hear while I'm literally out in the public. See, here's the problem. I don't have an issue with people wanting privacy. However, when it comes to our behaviors and how we conduct ourselves in public, that is a social issue. When we leave our house looking any old kind of way, behaving any old kind of way, it is no longer a mind your business conversation because your behavior directly affects everyone around you. People who don't take care of themselves, people who don't take care with how they leave their house, that I don't give a damn mentality, it seeps into every single thing that they do. If you don't even care enough to give a damn about your appearance, why would I ever believe that you give a damn enough to handle my food with care, to handle my children with care, just literally anything with care? I've had people in the comment section telling me about how they go to work at Amazon and the folks are showing up in their pajamas and bonnets. No wonder all your packages arrive broken because people don't handle anything with care because they don't care. And the way we leave our house, the way we present ourselves is just a symptom of the bigger problem.
Y'all men want to rewrite history so bad. You want to change the narrative of what was going on back in the day so bad. Y'all want to completely skip over that crack epidemic, right? You want to completely pretend like I wasn't born in 1987 and that the men that I grew up around were the products of women who was crackheads. Their daddies was selling drugs. Their daddy was smoking crack. Like, y'all want to pretend like that's not a real thing, and it is. It is, and it was a heavy impact on the options that I had. We didn't use social media to date when I was young. So that means we dated in proximity. And where I'm from, a lot of those men were heavily impacted by the crack situation. A lot of them was raised by their grannies. A lot of them didn't know their daddies. If their daddy was around, he ain't do much. All right, these men grew up with abandonment issues. These men grew up with problems. And they just went on to have more children, went on to commit crimes, get locked up. A lot of them got heavily influenced by rap music and they wanted to emulate what they seen rappers do. And that also led to them getting locked up. All right, we had a lot of problems back in my day. Do the girls nowadays have a better chance? I always say, yeah, I think that they got a better chance with the dudes that they got in their 20s. Are those dudes perfect? No, but they're a lot better than what I had to choose from. Absolutely. I had a phone call with my daddy this morning just to make sure he remembered history the same way that I do. And this is what he had to say.
Now, the ones in their 20s now, they stupid, but they're not committing as many felonies, nowhere near as half as much as when you was in 10, 14 years ago. Oh, hell no. Y'all was in peak rap stupid felon season.
Nobody was out here trying to be with the thugs and looking over the nerds and the lame dudes. First off, the lames and the nerd dudes never opened up their mouth. They never expressed interest in nobody just to go on to become grown men and complain about being looked over. How can somebody look over you when you never shot your shot at the women that you wanted and then complain because you couldn't get something that you never even approached? Y'all want so bad for a woman to settle. Y'all want so bad for a woman to pick a man that she does not actually even like just for the sake of being with somebody. The amount of men who came into my comments basically telling me that I should just pick some man. No matter if that man is what I want, just pick somebody. I'm not going to do what y'all do. The way y'all go marry women that you have no interest in, women that you're not even attracted to, women who disgust you so much that you have to go to the internet and lust after women that you actually really want. No, I don't want that life that you live in. Just listen to the advice that y'all are giving the boys in their 20s right now. You're telling those boys right now to not take the girls in their 20s serious, play those girls, not marry those girls, and then wait until they get into their 40s, 50s, and 60s and then go back and date girls in their 20s. How exactly does that set those girls up in their 20s for success?
So that's not going to be the narrative of the vast majority of people, I wouldn't say. So while that might be your experience, this is not going to be the experience of the vast majority of women. So how are we having women that are even in that space, in that community, in that area? How are we having them run into the same type of men? How are we having these women find themselves in this same position? Not black women either. How? Because they're looking at the same type of woman. There's a certain type of man that they continue to look at. And that's what men are saying. You need to avoid this type of man. Well, how can I? He's in high school. I'm in high school. This is the only man that's approaching me. Just because and we tell the same thing to people who get into gangs. I understand it, but that doesn't mean that you have to do that, right? Well, this is the only thing that I knew. And now there are some extreme cases where it's like, man, these are the only people that would help me out and protect me, and I didn't know what to do. And you don't really have to, but you kind of have to. It's like, hey, this is the group that I joined because I walked to school every day, and, I was getting beat up and I needed some help. I needed some protection. And so I found these guys, right? But some of the stuff that some of these ladies get themselves into is 100%, even if you don't date the nerd, even if you don't date the corny guy, the guy. And this is what I'm saying. Well, I'm not going to date somebody that I'm not attracted to. Y'all be basically nitpicking at some of these people. That's why you don't find them attractive, because you're nitpicking. That's the problem. And then you don't really take stock of how you actually look or show up in the world. And that's why you continue to get yourself in situations like that.